So now we've gotten a look at both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's so-called economic plans. And in some cases, I'm using those terms pretty loosely. And it turns out that in many cases, there's not much of a difference between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's ideas. We'll go through it. For example, Hillary Clinton is planning on spending $300 billion over 5 years on infrastructure. Both Trump and Clinton have said they want to ramp up infrastructure spending. Now, it could be to different degrees, but we are very quickly, Lewis, talking about shades of gray on this particular issue. And to get us into this conversation, there are those who say, well, the fact that Hillary and Donald are similar on some of their economic issues is proof that either Trump is not really conservative or Hillary is not really liberal. There's another way of looking at that, though, which is actually it's more proof that the parameters for economic policy are so narrow within mainstream American politics that you're really only going to see differences in terms of shades of gray. Do we want a $10, $12, or $15 minimum wage? Do we want $300 billion or $400 billion on infrastructure spending, et cetera? I think it's more indicative of that than of anything else.
That is true. It's also indicative of just what a disastrous state our infrastructure is in, that
Sure.
both are acknowledging that, and that was one of Trump's first platforms and one we agreed with.
Right.
And that's when we thought that Trump might be a somewhat level-headed guy when he started talking about infrastructure spending.
Both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are talking about manufacturing. Hillary Clinton has released a $10 billion Make It in America plan. 24 different programs make that up, some possible boondoggles, no doubt about it. But again, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump both championing manufacturing. Of course, they're ignoring two really important realities, which we've talked about. Number one, many of the manufacturing jobs they claim they will either create or bring back from other countries no longer exist. And number two, one of the most important factors in manufacturing jobs is that automation and artificial intelligence and robotics are going to continue to eliminate many of those jobs. As we've talked about, no political advantage for either of them in mentioning that.
Well, and they are both people who over the course of their lives have seemed to be not in favor of bringing jobs back to the U.S. I mean, at what point in Hillary Clinton's career was she some champion of bringing jobs back to the U.S. and Donald Trump, a guy whose businesses have exported jobs?
Right.
Yeah.
There's a devastating political ad, an anti-Trump ad I've seen going around where he's on the Letterman show and Letterman is grilling him and saying, oh, beautiful ties, where are those made? Oh, Bangladesh. Oh, what a great scarf or whatever. Where's this made? Oh, China. Wow, really great for Chinese jobs, right? And Trump looks visibly uncomfortable. I don't know if you've seen that commercial. Very, very good. And that gets us to trade policy, right? The idea from the Clinton economic plan is trade policy that puts U.S. job creation first, get tough on China, which Trump has talked about. China, China, China. You probably saw that commercial that's been going around. Hillary Clinton now saying she's against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's good. She was in favor of it for a while. But Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, even though Trump, you go to these Trump rallies and the Trump supporters say, oh, I like what Trump will do on trade. Well, what exactly will he do? Oh, well, he'll, get us out of bad deals or he'll make good deals or whatever. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump actually a pretty similar message on trade deals, which is they are big picture, not opposed to trade deals. They just don't feel that the current trade deals are the good ones. So once again, we're really talking about shades of gray in many cases with Clinton and Trump on economics.
But you could say, like you were kind of suggesting before, that between Democrats and Republicans, it's all mainstream, it's all shades of gray,
Yep.
and the conversation is always kind of like that.